Okay, so this is Xero. The best way to, I guess, start with this is to set everything up in settings like your invoicing, things like that, which if you go into general settings, you see all your different user settings and tax rates and things like that. That's something you'd have to go through. I've just been into invoice settings, and there is a standard theme here that's already done. If you click options and edit, you can actually title it differently. This is where the things are on the page, show the tax. I've actually added in Stripe and PayPal, and I've put here, which is the terms of service, and I've said all amounts to be paid on invoice to ensure continuation of service. Show tax as inclusive or exclusive, that's something you need to look at, and the address is okay. That's all there. So you save that, and then basically the operation is pretty simple. I would go in, as soon as I've made a sale, I go into sales and I create the customer and the invoice. And the reason I also do this is, well, one of the main reasons is it allows me to create an invoice instantly if I need to send that to the client before they pay. Now, most of our clients are coming through and just paying automatically, which means I will be handing that over to you, because then you'll just receive it and you'll be able to add it into the system and manage it. But if I need to create an invoice, or you just simply, what you do is you don't create an invoice here because there's no customer. You have to go into all contacts. You have to add a contact. Okay, so I'll put me in. You can put all the details if you want to. At APC we never did, we just put in that much and the email address, and you save it. And it then allows you to add an invoice to that contact. So then you add a sales invoice, which is already addressed to me. You can put the due date, so we can make it on the same day, or you can give 7 days. The reference to that will be res agent. You can even set these up, so you can add a new item. So a new item will be, if you have an item code, item name would be hosting license subscription, or that might be joining fee. You're selling this, unit price is 80, sales account, it goes straight into sales. VAT on that, usually this is what you have to work out. Who's exempt, who's not, depends on which country they're coming from. So I'll leave that as VAT for now. Sales description, save that. Item code 0001, let's say. Okay, so every time we go into an invoice now, you'll see that as a drop-down box, and it automatically populates this area. So it helps your accounts. We can even add in other things. If we wanted to add in hosting and support, we would add in a new item here, and it'd be 0002, which is support fee. I sell this item using unit price is $80 a month. Sales account is sales, 20% on support fee. Save that. Okay, and then so on we go. So now we have an invoice with that amount including the tax. If we wanted to change that, we could even change it over here and say, okay, there's no fee on that, like some of the bookings. Now what we do is we submit that for approval. So not as a draft, because then you won't be able to see it when you're processing. We submit that for approval, and we can then view the invoice. And as you'll see here, it's still a draft. So until you take it, it doesn't accept it into the system, so it can still be edited. You can even preview the invoice that's going to go out to the client. All set up. For some reason that doesn't have the payment options of PayPal on it, so we need to look at that. And then you can actually email it directly to the client if you want to. And I'll get a copy of that. And there will be a way to send them a receipt as well, which you'll need to do within Xero, and I don't know how to do that. So then when you want to go to, to work out what sales have been done, you go to the sales column, and you see now awaiting approval is $160. Awaiting payment, this means, so if let's click into that, so $160. Look at these three areas here. Awaiting approval, this is a draft. Awaiting payment is when they've part paid it, so if they paid $50 and there's still $30 outstanding, it would go automatically in here. And then if they're fully paid, or once this is fully paid, it will actually go into the paid column. So you'll be able to see who's paid and who's awaiting approval. So this will be interesting when I'm doing proposals for hotels marketing and things like that. I've started the invoicing numbers at 69 just so we don't start at 0001. Reference is res agent, so we know what it is, and you can then delete that, or you can play around with it. So I'll leave that there for you to play around, or you can go back into it and actually see the invoice. It's a very, very easy system for using. And then purchases and things, you can do that. You can do all the purchasing through that depending on the bank account. Payroll we don't need right now. Reports you can, contacts and settings. So contacts, once again, we'll be building up all our clients, all our customers will end up in here. So we'll have them as a nice easy list, and we can even group them and do clever things like that. Okay, so that's it for lesson number 1.